If you're looking for the best bass guitar, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we've included options for every type of customer. So let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have SQUIER Classic Vibe 60s Jazz Bass. Say you were blindfolded and thrown into the bass section of your local music store and asked to retrieve the first bass you found, chances are you will return with something inspired by the jazz bass. Since it was first introduced disingenuously billed as the 2-pickup precision in 1960, the jazz bass has inspired countless imitators and has consistently been tweaked and revised by Fender through the ages. There's a reason for this: the design looks cool and it works. The classic Vibe jazz bass is based on those original 60s models, and Fender's entry-level brand SQUIER will give you a supremely comfortable ride in some uncannily vintage tones and plenty of change from $500. It's a great deal. The tones are on the money as far as the jazz bass goes, thumping, in your face, but elastic and alive, and the controls that offer a wide sweep of tones. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Yamaha BB435 bass guitar. The BB435 nails that vintage modern vibe, and like all great instruments, it has a timeless quality, capable of holding its own in any company. Now, Yamaha does a very neat line in pro basses. The BBP35 is an exceptional top-line version of the BB435 that we'd recommend in a heartbeat, but this is an exceptionally priced instrument. The BB435 is an absolute hoot to play, lively, dynamic, and it has a fuss-free control system where a master tone serves both pickups and you can adjust the balance via independent volume controls. There are certainly more detailed onboard EQ shaping options on a bass guitar, but fewer simple or elegant. The BB435 would make a superlative choice for any player looking for their first 5-string. The low B string is tight. The build is exceptional throughout. This is a bolt-on, but the 6-bolt mitre neck joint is so strong you might swear it's a string through. This, allied to the clever 45-degree string-through bridge, helps set the BB435 apart. The number 3 position is held by G&L Tribute L2000. As the name suggests, the Tribute L2000 is a replica of its Leo Fender-designed namesake that debuted in 1980. What blew minds then and still does is the switching system. There's a trio of knobs, a trio of toggle switches, and a cornucopia of tone options to be had here. Toggle between active and passive modes, between neck, middle or both humbuckers, and series/parallel mode. This jemmies open the sonic possibilities even before you get to the 2-band EQ. If the switching and EQ controls seem a little esoteric at first, and you'll have a fun time finding the sweet spot, the performance of this modestly priced 4-string puts it firmly in the workhorse category. The hardware won't let you down. The saddle lock bridge is a Leo design, neat, sturdy, and a solid platform. The tuners are open-backed, old school. But it's the pickups and electronics that people will ask you about after the show. Those US-made G&L MFD humbuckers are overwound with a ceramic core and they're powerful. And they've got individually adjustable pole pieces, just in case the switches and EQ didn't present enough choice. Next at number 4 we have SCHECTER Stiletto Studio 6. The Stiletto Studio 6 challenges the notion that the 6-string bass can feel a little intimidating, that it's perhaps a niche instrument with an exclusive price tag to boot. Sure, a nut width of 54 might bring tears to an avowed 4-stringer's eyes, but the next thin C profile is shallow enough to ease you in and help adjust to all that extra fretboard territory. What will you use it for? Well, the 6-string format makes possible all kinds of progressive and outre jazz funk styles, and the EMG 45HC humbucker pairing and comprehensive 3-band EQ let you dial in pretty much whatever you want. Scoop the mids for some effervescent slap, or boost them and the treble for some really upfront, bass as a lead instrument tones. The extra jumbo frets reward a light touch, and the neck-through build, which sees the neck dissolve into the body, leaves a heel that offers zero resistance to your reaching the summit of that fretboard. The build quality is what we would expect from a South Korean SCHECTER, tip-top, and it ain't light, but the balance feels pretty much bang on. Number 5 position is held by Fender JMJ Road-Worn Mustang. We never had the Fender Mustang down as a do-it-all bass, but it's telling that Justin Meldal Johnson swears by his '67 Mustang is his number 1 bass. Meldal Johnson is a renowned session player who has played with 9 Inch Nails, Garbage and Beck, and there's not really a Venn diagram you can draw with much overlap between those. So what makes the Mustang so special? Well, the 30 scale makes for one incredibly accessible little bass. It might feel a little short to some, but if you have recently moved on to bass from guitar, this will feel incredible. Advertisement, and it sounds great too. There is just volume and tone, but there is plenty of range on that tone pot, and the custom wound Seymour Duncan split coil is an excellent all-rounder, putting a little teeth and hair onto the Mustang's tone, a vintage passive voice that holds its own in a band setting. The thumb rest will come in handy too for those who do their picking up by the neck. It's almost like having a neck pickup. The number 6 position is dominated by Ibanez SR2405W 5-string bass guitar. As you might expect from the SR Premium line, the SR2405W is a meticulous bass that feels stage-ready out of the box, and it is well tooled to make full use of your stage and studio time. First off, it is so playable, with a whip-quick neck that's a joy to breeze along. Its profile offers ample compensation for the nut width 45mm to accommodate that 5th string. This is a smart choice for the gigging bassist and especially for those whose style is that bit more effervescent. The slap players will find a lot of fun creddy tones here, with the 3-band EQ and pickup pan offering a panoramic vista of planet tone. Okay, so the SR2405W is a bass you'd think twice about playing down the local dive bar, for it has a finish that deserves a cordon sanitaire and 24/7 security to protect against dings and theft. When the inevitable ding comes, it will be painful. But just plug it in and play again, that'll bring the smile back to your face. And the price? Well, it ain't nothing, but Ibanez has stacked the features high on this. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Fender American Ultra Precision Bass Guitar. The American Ultra Series' approach presents a more evolutionary than revolutionary approach to modernizing Fender's top-line US-built instruments, and we think they found the sweet spot. Take this precision bass. It is unmistakably a P bass, the classic silhouette is present and correct. You've got a choice of an alder body or ash retro pick guards in 3-ply mint green or 4-ply tortoiseshell. But with a new modern D neck profile, the 1014 compound radius fingerboard, high mass bridge, lightweight tuners and a newly designed preamp, it's an altogether more contemporary proposition. The American Ultra body is also more heavily contoured across the back, with a newly sculpted heel allowing a free pass to the upper frets. The ultra noiseless pickups are an excellent pairing also, with the puncher vintage jazz single coil in the bridge position offering a nice counterpoint to the rounded warmth of that middle position split coil. It ain't cheap with the smart new finishes, the player-friendly amendments, improvements. To an all-time classic, and the tones are worth it. The number 8 position is held by Fender American Performer Precision Bass. Look in any guitar store and you'll find the bass section stacked full of Fenders. You see, while it's primarily known for its more famous Strats and Tellies, Fender has actually had a near monopoly on the bass scene for decades, thanks largely to its jazz and precision models. The Fender American Performer Precision Bass is the flagship of the 2020 lineup, marrying up exceptional American-built quality with the tone you've been dreaming about. The grease bucket tone circuit is a nice touch, adding in a bit of extra tonal variety, while the satin finish makes it a dream to play. Next at number 9 we have Yamaha TRBX 305 bass guitar. Yamaha consistently produce high-quality basses at every price point, and even at the cheaper end of the scale, their instruments are some of the best bass guitars around. This budget 5-string bass guitar competes well with basses costing twice the price, incorporating an impressive pickup and circuit combination, solidly effective hardware and an overall setup that makes you want to play it. If this guitar incorporated a MIDI EQ control as well, it would likely trounce many instruments priced well above it, but even so, the bass projects very well with authority and clarity. Available in assorted colors, touches like the sculpted pickup casings and the comfortable neck profile make this bass a real winner. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by SQUIER Vintage Modified 70s Jazz Bass. To the naked eye, the SQUIER version of Fender's jazz bass is almost impossible to distinguish from its Fender counterpart, aside from the SQUIER script on the headstock and some different color choices. So the style and feel is all going to be pretty much the same. More importantly, both guitars, particularly the SQUIER version, bring you a lot of value for what you pay. Block inlays and black binding on the neck really add to the 70s vibe of the bass and complete the look of the guitar. The body is made of a soft maple, which gets you away from the density and punch of harder maple tonewoods, leaving you with a much smoother, bass-friendly tone. The neck and fretboard are also maple, with a slim C-profile design that feels thin and plays fast, with room to accommodate smaller hands and fingers. The jazz pickups are a Fender stock job, though they do put out a warm tone that sounds great out of the box without any tinkering or tricky volume adjustments. That's all for today. We upload music product review videos every single day. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.